You have a quorum. Our closed session items for the night are 2.1 recommended expulsions, 2.2 recommended suspended expulsions, 2.3 recommended reinstatements, 2.4 public employee assignment, reassignment, appointment, 2.5 public employee discipline, dismissal, release, complaints, 2.6 conference with labor negotiator, 2.7 conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, and 2.8 anticipated litigation. This meeting is being webcast live and recorded. The recording of the webcast may capture images and sounds of those attending the meeting. General public comment on any closed session item will be heard. Pursuant to board policy, the board may limit individual comments to no more than 3 minutes and individual topics to 20 minutes. It is recommended you begin your comments by stating your name. Mr. Hernandez, do you have any public comment? Okay, then we will adjourn to closed session. We'll now convene our regular session. I'd like to welcome our student board representative from Sequoia High School, Violet Bateman. Thank you for joining us. Alondra Moran will serve as the Spanish interpreter for this meeting. Meeting attendees who would like to listen to the Spanish interpretation of the meeting, please pick up headphones from the table located in the back of this meeting room. This announcement will now be shared in Spanish.
Alondra Morán servirá como intérprete al español para esta reunión. Invitamos a los asistentes de la reunión que deseen escuchar la interpretación al español, el ir por los audífonos en la mesa al fondo ubicada de la sala de reuniones. Gracias.
This meeting is being webcast live and recorded. The recording or webcast may capture images and sounds of those attending the meeting. Members of the public wanting to provide public comment on items listed on tonight's agenda, we recommend you fill out the public comment form, the green form located on the table immediately outside the northeast entrance of this meeting room. Please hand the completed form to Delia Smart, board manager, before the item comes up on the agenda. We recommend you complete a separate form for each agenda item you'd like to comment on. Ms. Smart is sitting at the counter on the west side of the room. There she is, waving her hand. Members of the public providing public comment, please use the microphone on the stand located in the front of the room. We'll now have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Ms. Board Member Walter Gamoyan.
Ready to lead. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and its republic to share one nation, God, indivisible, liberty and justice.
In closed session, on a motion by Board Member Belt and a second by Board Member Gamoyan, the board agreed unanimously by a vote of 7-0 to appoint Dr. Terry Martindale to the position of Administrator of Equity and Student Services. James. Up. She's a training in UVA. Terry Martindale was recently appointed as the Interim Administrator of Equity and Student Services. Prior to her appointment, Terry served as the Director of Equity and Student Services for 2 years. Before joining VUSD, she worked for Tulare City School District for 29 years, where she served as an elementary school teacher, a middle school vice principal, an elementary school principal, a middle school principal, and the Director of Leadership and Support. Ms. Martindale has also served as adjunct faculty for Fresno Pacific University and National University. Dr. Martindale holds a Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Studies from California State University, Fresno, and a Master of Arts in Education from Fresno Pacific University. She also holds a doctoral degree in Educational Leadership and Management from Alliant International University, Fresno. She holds a Reading and Language Arts Specialist credential and an Administrative Services credential. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations to Dr. Martindale. In closed session, on a motion by Board Member Case Soleno and a second by Board Member Dr. Odo, the board agreed unanimously by a vote of 7-0 to approve resolution of non-reelection of probationary certificated, employees listed as follows: employee ID number 23288, 23314, and 24313. The revisions to enclosure items are 6.1, 8.15, 8.16, 8.17, and 8.20. May I have a motion to adopt the board meeting agenda?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
A motion by Dr. Villegas and a second by Board Member Case Pierce Soleno.
Student rep votes yes. Motion passes unanimously 7-0.
All right, I'd like to welcome Administrator of School Leadership, Liz Serrato, to present the Student Achievement Awards and recognition.
That wasn't on the list. Good evening, Board President Gavey, board members, and Superintendent Kirkstrom. I am Liz Serrato, Administrator of Learning and Leadership. And tonight, we have the pleasure of recognizing outstanding students in the areas of BAPA, athletics, and academics. To commence our recognitions, I would like to call Mr. Tony Luna, our BAPA coordinator.
This evening, it is my pleasure to introduce our award-winning VAPA students, teachers, and programs. Let's start our presentation with our state and national honor choir recipients and their teachers. I would first like to introduce Redwood High School Choir Director, Mr. Mel Carrillo. Let's recognize our all-state honor choir students from Redwood High School, Audrey Roper, Caroline Kentelme, and Eli Siegel. Excuse me. Let's now recognize our national ACDA SATB honor choir students from Redwood High School, Aaron Ate Zuniga, Caroline Kentelme, Jacob Lucio, Natalie Nelson, Angelina Nichols, El Pinheiro, and Eli Siegel. Can I please have a round of applause for these students? Let's now shift our presentation to our instrumental music state honor band recipient and their teacher from Redwood High School under the direction of Jordan Ray. We would like to recognize All-State Honor Band student Ann Wu. Our next group of students are from Mount Whitney High School under the direction of Maxton Vieira and Redwood High School under the direction of Rodney Okota and Elijah Avila. From Mount Whitney High School, Brianna Hannon. And the following students from Redwood High School: Sofia Caballes, Benjamin Lozano, Bianca Lumapas, Julianne Arakaki, Sierra Carlson, Noel Carrillo, Adriana La, Yong Lee, Caitlin May, Samuel Norakumbo, Caleb Spink, and Zachary Tamuka. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. John Perez, Director of Athletics.
BAPA parents, the students who were recognized, you are welcome to stay with us, but if you would like to start the celebration, even tonight a little bit earlier, you're welcome to join your student.
Tonight, I have the honor to introduce Visalia Unified's outstanding winter sports teams and individual student athletes. First up tonight is Golden West Boys Wrestling Team. The Trailblazers won the Division IV Section Wrestling Championships. The 27 teams in the Division IV represent the largest boys wrestling division in the CIF Central Section. The boys' head coach is Richard Sanchez. Team members in attendance tonight: Aiden Archaga, Joaquin Carranza, Caleb Rivas, Jesse Enriquez, Michael Ramos, David Lopez, Blake Pacheco, Rowan Buttry, James Alcorn, and Alexander Carmona. Individual Golden West Boys wrestlers being recognized tonight are Caleb Rivas, if he could stand, please step forward, and Alexander Carmona, please step forward. Both wrestlers won their weight class, helping the Trailblazers to the CIF Central Section Division IV Team Championships. Caleb placed second at CIF Central Section Masters and won the California Invitational Tournament in Morro Bay, where he was named Most Outstanding Lower Weight Wrestler. Alex placed fourth at the CIF Central Section Masters. Their excellent showing at the Masters Tournament qualified both for the state championships in Bakersfield. Also being recognized tonight is girls wrestler Kai Lai Fernandez. Please step forward. She placed second at the CIF Central Section Masters and advanced to the state championships in Bakersfield. And the girls' head coach is Andrew Sanchez. Please join me in congratulating the Golden West Boys Wrestling Team and the individual wrestlers who qualified for the state championships.
You know, so we can take pictures, guys. You did? I'll give you that.
Okay, thank you guys. Next is the Redwood Boys Wrestling Team. The Rangers won back-to-back CIF Central Section Division II Wrestling Championships and were again the EYL League champions. They also won the Redwood Invitational, the Central Valley Invitational hosted at Golden West. The head boys wrestling coach is Dave Watts. Team members in attendance tonight are Isaac Reyes, Anthony Camarillo, Kobe Negretti, Nathan Gonzalez, Isaac Mendoza, Gunnar Benedict, Damian Viveros Caldaza, Brody Preisendorf, Adrian De Leon, William Harold, Enrique Segura, Kai Preisendorf, and Jordan Wynn. Individual boys wrestlers being recognized tonight for qualifying for the state championships in Bakersfield, helping the Rangers to back-to-back CIF Central Section D2 championships and a 10th place overall finish at the CIF Central Section Masters Championships are Kobe Negretti, please step forward, 8th place. Gunnar Benedict, 10th place. Adrian De Leon, 6th place. And Kai Preisendorf, 9th place. Individual girl wrestlers being recognized tonight, qualifying for the state championships in Bakersfield and helping the Rangers finish in 6th place overall at the CIF Central Section Masters Championships are Jasmine Ortega, 2nd place. Please step forward. Jazreen Nieto, 4th place. Audrey Segura, 2nd place. and their head coach is Rita Nelson. Please join me in congratulating the Redwood boys wrestling team and the individual wrestlers who qualified for the state championships.
Love Evelyn.
Coach Nelson, if you and the girls want to get in the front right there,
Are we got?
be the center of attention right there. Thank you, guys.
You're trying to get nothing. Got
Next is the El Diamante girls wrestling team. The Miners won the girls Division II section wrestling championships. And listen to this. The Miners competed against 53 teams to earn the CIF Central Section Division II champions. The girls wrestling head coach is Eric Nostine. Team members in attendance tonight are Abby Bernal, Emily Carvalho, Mia Cervantes, Lillian Esparza, Sandra Gutierrez, Randy Ivy, Maya Lopez, Jaden Lopez, and Emma Rodriguez. Individual girls wrestlers being recognized tonight is Emily Carvalho. She finished third at the divisional championships, third at the CIF Central Section Masters, and qualified for the state championships in Bakersfield. Her overall season record was 39-13. Individual boys wrestlers being recognized tonight is Christopher Creason. Chris finished first at the EYL League Championships, first at the CIF Central Section Division III Championships, first at the CIF Central Section Masters, where he was named the Outstanding Upperweight Wrestler, winning all matches by pin, qualified for the state championships in Bakersfield with an overall record of 37-3. Head coach was Chris Creason. Please join me in congratulating the El Diamante girls wrestling team and individual wrestlers who qualified for the state championships.
Keep Chris, you guys want to take the front there?
Girls, get in there.
Yeah, we're going to go trace. That's all. Sorry.
Thank you. Yep. Next is El Diamante's competition cheer team. The Miners won their second consecutive CIF Central Section Division III championships this past January. Their head coach is Tracy Beans. Cheerleaders in attendance tonight are Kyla Anderson, Kyra Aguirre, Paris Ion, Reese Bryant, Justice Kaysen, Alyssa Contreras, Isabella Enriquez, Casey Gary, Amaya Herrera, Jaden Mayo, and Lily Sanchez. Please join me in congratulating the El Diamante cheer team. Somebody might have to take a knee. 2 rows. Thank you, ladies. And finally, El Diamante boys varsity soccer team. The Miners earned the number 9 seed in the Division II CIF Central Section Championships, where they defeated Kerman, number 1 seed Fresno, and Lindsay before losing to Foothill in the section championship game. With their great run in the playoffs, the Miners were awarded the number 2 seed in the NorCal Division II Boys Soccer Championships, where they hosted Del Oro High School at Visalia Community Stadium on February 27th. And the Miners head coach is Augie Gonzalez III. Team members in attendance tonight: Talon D. Acevedo, Jaime Delgado, Kevin Delgado, Elijah Gutierrez, Mateo Lacerna, Roberto Marquez Ramirez, David Gutierrez, Edward Perez Embris, Jaden Sanchez, Carter Spate, Rufino Tellez, Joshua Arista Herrera, Ralph Villalobos, Diego Villarreal. Please join me in congratulating the El Diamante boys varsity soccer team. Thank you. Now I'll turn it back to Liz Serrato, Administrator, School Leadership.
Thank you. We're going to give it a few minutes to make sure that we get all the parents in here that need to be here to participate in their recognition of their students. Are we good? Yeah, they're going to find the ball right. Okay. Just a few minutes. Okay. We're going to wait a few seconds just to give ample time to our parents to come and join us. Thank you. Our last recognition for tonight is to honor our standing students in the areas of consumer family studies, industrial technology, social science, reading growth, visual and performing arts, along with orchestra and educational options overall academic achievement. The board will also recognize the United Student Association of Visalia, USAV, Winter Student of the Season. USAV consists of Visalia Unified School District secondary students dedicated to improving the educational programs and representing student views to the Board of Education. These students represent the best of the best from our schools in the areas for which they have been selected, and we are very proud of them for their accomplishments and for how they represent their schools in our district. Each of them is certainly worthy of this special recognition tonight. But before we begin, I would like to first recognize and thank the families and parents of each of these outstanding students. Your support and encouragement is valued and appreciated. I would also like to recognize and thank their teachers and school staff who have supported their learning and successes. All of us share pride in their accomplishments of the students. We are very happy to be able to take time tonight to honor these students and hear about their accomplishments. Students, you will receive a medal as part of your recognition, which you are invited to wear at your commencement ceremony. I know that most of you guys received a QR code, which that's where you guys are going to be able to find pictures of tonight. So you'll be able to access that in case if you don't get to get this picture. At this time, I would like to call Miss Tammy Olsen, principal of Visalia Adult School, who will get us started.
Thank you. As a teen, influenced by wrong crowds, addictions, and coming close to losing her life, Cindy Reon shared her parents never gave up on her. With their continued support, love, and encouragement, she left that lifestyle and changed her life around. Through the continued support from her parents, her husband, and her 3 beautiful children, Cindy passed her CNA licensure, is currently in medical terminology, and applying for the VAS vocational nursing program. She has a heart for others, considers herself blessed for all of these opportunities, and is determined to fulfill her dream of becoming a nurse. Congratulations, Cindy. Maria Yesenia Nieto is an outstanding ELL student who has demonstrated improvement in foundational skills in English language and academics. She takes initiative and has been consistent with her coursework. She is an active participant in class and committed to learning. Maria has overcome significant challenges, has dealt with health issues, language barriers, and lack of prior educational support. But through all of this, she has shown resilience, determination, and perseverance in her journey. Maria has strong qualities that reflect her strength and commitment for achieving success. Congratulations, Maria.
Now, I would like to call out Mr. Scott Brown, principal at Visalia Technical Early College.
Good evening. I am proud to present VTEC's USAB Winter Achievement Award to Carmen Ortiz. Carmen is a leader through and through. She went on recruiting events with me in the middle schools this year to encourage other students to join the Wolverine family. Mrs. Boyer says Carmen is a true leader on our campus, this year serving as a FFA vice president. She led with grace, wisdom, selflessness, and has brought new opportunities to our campus and students through her year of service. She is always leading by example and reaches out a hand to anyone and everyone to make them feel included. Mr. and Mrs. Ortiz, your daughter has grown so much over the years that she's been at VTEC. During the semester of 2023, she completed multiple college classes. It is with immense pleasure and great honor that I present the USAB Achievement Award to Carmen Ortiz. I am proud to present VTEC's Overall Achievement Award to Cheyenne. Cheyenne is an extraordinary young lady. Tonight, she is accompanied by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Long. Cheyenne is ranked 6th in her class. Mrs. Boyer says that Cheyenne is a student that truly embodies VTEC and has taken advantage of all it has to offer. From serving as an FFA officer to showing hogs and cattle, competing in several teams, public speaking competitions, and constantly serving as a leader. Please join me in congratulating Cheyenne for her award of overall achievement. I'm proud to present VTEC's Overall Achievement Award to Brooke Swanson. Brooke Swanson, who is accompanied by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Swanson, thank you for sharing this young lady with VTEC. Brooke is ranked 3rd in her class. Ms. Boyer states that Brooke is dedicated and organized dedicated and organized student that always pursues her goals and pushes for the best from herself. She has been highly active in VTEC and an FFA and has been a leader on campus. Please join me in congratulating Brooke. I'm proud to present VTEC's USAV Winter Achievement Award to David Gutierrez. David is an outstanding young man. He is engaged in many activities here at VTEC and Ag Systems class. He excelled. Mr. Wyrick says, David is one of the hardest working students I have had the pleasure to work with. He always goes above and beyond and is willing to help with any and every project. He has learned and acquired so many skills that make him as valuable employee and student, and I am constantly impressed by his vast knowledge on many topics. Mr. and Mrs. Gutierrez, your son is a role model for our younger students here at VTEC, and due to his guidance and everything that he does there, because he does everything without being asked, actually. It is with immense pleasure and great honor that I present USAV Achievement Award to David Gutierrez.
Thank you, Mr. Brown, and students at VTEC. Give them another round of applause. Thank you. Now, I would like to welcome to the podium Sequoia Principal Adolfo Reyes.
Good evening. I'm the proud principal of Sequoia High School, the school that restores. Our first honored guest tonight is going to be Jesse Campos. Please stand forward. Before Sequoia, Jesse Campos states that school was not a priority, but when he arrived at Sequoia, he recommitted himself and earned above a 3.0 each quarter, and he'll be graduated in 3 days. Jesse plans to enroll in lineman school and follow in his father's footsteps. Ms. McIntosh, Jesse's counselor, states, Jesse has been super dedicated, always respectful, and committed to his education and future. We hope you keep our lights on always as a lineman. Folks, we're proud to present Jesse Campos Jr. Overall, one of our student leaders, Angel Waracha, please step forward. Angel is another example of Sequoia's motto, the promise of a fresh start. Since transferring over at the beginning of the school year, Angel continues to make tremendous progress in getting caught up and transferring. His hopes are to transfer back to transfer back to El Diamante, even though I don't want him to go. He's an amazing student. Angel has stepped up to the plate, and we've always, every time we needed student volunteers, he's always done everything that's asked of him. He's an amazing student leader, states Mr. Ludwig. Angel, like other leadership students, has helped put together various lunchtime activities and made Sequoia stronger. Angel, thank you very much. My next outstanding student leader, Ivan Marcelino. Ivan is also an example of Sequoia's model with promise of a fresh start. Since transferring over at the beginning of the school year, Ivan has made tremendous progress while at Sequoia. Ivan has been wonderful in helping in student leadership. No matter what the task is, he always makes sure it gets done. From making posters to walking around the various classrooms, food distributions. Should Ivan transfer back to El Diamante, we will also be missing him as well. So I want to thank you very much. Great job. Our other student that's not here today, just read a short brief on him. It was Colin C. Colin indicates that when the pandemic hit, he disconnected with school. He fell behind. But then he got addicted to YouTube. And in that, he learned how to cut hair, especially during the pandemic. He left school, but became part of a barber shop and started owning his own money and became part of that barber shop and a young businessman. He then realized that he needed his high school diploma, returned to Sequoia High School, and the young man has graduated. So we want to honor Mr. Colin C. for his entrepreneurship as well.
Thank you, Mr. Reyes, and our students. Give them another round of applause, please. Now, I would like to welcome to the podium Golden West Principal, Mr. Michael Lambert.
Good evening. The first individual and student I'd like to recognize tonight is Kenya Hill. She is the award winner for social science. Ms. Hill has been recognized as the outstanding student in social science with a perfect record of A's in history classes and a remarkable 4.36 college GPA. She has showcased dedication and excellence in her academic pursuits. Kenya's rigorous academic schedule reflects her commitment to academic excellence and her passion for the subject. Her outstanding performance in social science underscores her profound understanding of the subject matter and her ability to excel in challenging coursework, making her a deserving recipient of this prestigious recognition. Once again, Kenya Hill. Our second award winner tonight is for VAPA, which is Visual and Performing Arts, and this is Fisher Campbell. Quiet, thoughtful, and unassuming, Mr. Campbell is active on campus. As a senior, he continues to excel as both a scholar and a leader. Active in performing arts, Fisher serves as both the choir and drama vice presidents. He is an accomplished singer and actor who always leads by example on stage and in the classroom. Academically, Fisher maintains a GPA above a 4.0 and is well respected by his teachers, his friends, and his peers. This year, Fisher balances 3 AP classes in performing arts. He'll be performing in Newsies April 11th through 13th, and his character's name will be Crutchy. Congratulations. Our third recipient is for industrial education, and that is Landon Trujillo. Landon exemplifies excellence in the automotive technology class through his relentless pursuit of knowledge, hands-on skills, and dedication. His passion for automotive mechanics is evident in his exceptional problem-solving abilities and meticulous attention to detail. Landon consistently goes above and beyond, actively participating in class discussions, demonstrating leadership qualities, and assisting his peers.
His exemplary work ethic, coupled with his natural talent, sets him apart as an outstanding student in automotive technology. Landon is truly an inspiration to his classmates and a credit to our program. All of these students this evening are excellent students and they're involved in school. And we have 4 other recipients that, because of school-related involvement in activities, couldn't make it tonight. And those are Melissa Martinez for VAPA, Damian Guyton for Reading Growth, Colton Barcelona, and Leonardo Gonzalez for the USAV award winner. So I just wanted to give them a round of applause and make sure that everything else.
Thank you. Give him another round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Lambert.
Those are yours.
Now, I would like to welcome to the podium Mr. Bob Aguilar, principal of Mount Whitney.
Good evening. Let me start with, unfortunately, we had a couple of students that were not able to join us tonight. One student for our VAPA outstanding student for band is Ruben Ragulado, excuse me. He is currently competing in track at Exeter High School. And for our reading growth outstanding student is Alexis Robles, who also was unable to join us tonight. But for those that are here, so let's start with our outstanding student in visual and performing arts in choir, Miss Ava Carr. Ava is a 12th grader. Her parent is mom, Kristen Leveritz, and she has been nominated by our choir teacher, Mr. Howard. Ava is an exceptional member of both the band and choir programs. Ava sings in Mount Whitney's Advanced Treble Choir, Finesse, and she is currently serving as the president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Club. Academically, Ava has a weighted GPA of 4.16 and has been involved in CSF for 4 years, was chosen for All-American in golf, and has earned her biliteracy seal, and she is a true pioneer. It is a pleasure to recognize Ava Carr as Mount Whitney High School's outstanding student in visual and performing arts for choir. Congratulations. Our outstanding student for consumer family studies is 12th grader Trinity Contreras. Trinity was nominated by our teacher, Miss Bocci. Trinity attends class daily with a positive attitude, demonstrates excellent leadership skills, and is a pathway completer. She's been an active member of Skills USA for the last 2 years and serves as Mount Whitney Skills USA Secretary. Trinity's ability to learn is impressive. She willingly listens and responds well to feedback, which helps her excel in her work. Trinity's excellent work skills, work ethic, and passion for the hospitality industry will lead to a very successful future. Mount Whitney congratulates Trinity Contreras for a job well done. Next, our outstanding student in industrial technology is 12th grader Bryce William. Bryce was nominated by our Mount Whitney Ag Department. Bryce currently holds a GPA of 3.71, and he will be a 4-year program completer of the agricultural construction pathway. Bryce has participated in competitive sports, is a member of the Black Student Union, and showed market animals this year with the Mount Whitney FFA at the Tulare County Fair. Bryce will be attending a career technical college after high school, and he's a proud example of a true Mount Whitney pioneer and will have a very successful future. Mount Whitney congratulates Bryce William for an outstanding student in industrial technology. Our next outstanding student in social science is Michaela Dupree, a 12th grader. She was nominated by our social science department. Michaela is involved in the Computer Science Academy. She has a 3.0 GPA and continues to get top marks in social science classes. She demonstrates exceptional leadership qualities and civic engagement through her involvement in the Civic Education Center. She is a student who truly comes to school to learn, as reflected in her grades. She spends her time outside the school volunteering in our community, and she's an amazing representation of Pioneer Pride. Please join me as Mount Whitney congratulates Michaela Dupree as Mount Whitney's outstanding student in social science. Next, we have our two USAV winter students of the season. We will start with Kaylee Westmoreland, our 12th grader. She's nominated by ASB. Kaylee is actively involved in tennis and soccer. She also mentors others through Link Crew and ASB events. She's also an avid and yearbook while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Kaylee has the gift of design by creating posters that look like masterpieces. She's a master of the projector and is willing to stay extra to complete our projects. She was instrumental in the successful Family Feud rally by running the Family Feud board with incredible timing. We are very proud to honor Kaylee with the USAV Award. Congratulations. And our next student for the USAV Winter Student of the Season is Daniel Mendoza, 12th grader. He too is nominated by ASB. Danny is in the Academy of Health Sciences and has participated in tennis and basketball. He's also in the Fellow Christian Athletes Club, Avid, and Yearbook. Danny is the rock of our ASB sound system as he controls all speakers and sound. Danny is in charge of all football games, pep rallies, and events. Truly, Mount Whitney events would not be able to have sound if we didn't have Danny as our tech manager. We are honored to present you, Daniel Mendoza, Mount Whitney's USAV Winter Student of the Season. Congratulations.
Give him another round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Aguilar. I would like to call to the podium now Principal Brandon Gridiron from Redwood High School.
Our first outstanding student this evening is Caroline Cantelme. Caroline is a star in a choral program, having sung with us for 4 years. She has been an amazing leader on campus as Vice President of Ranger Choir and President of Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Caroline is a wonderful singer, and we're thrilled that she's been selected for the 2024 California All-Star Honor Choir, the 2024 ACDA Western Division Honor Choir, and the 2023 Central Region Honor Choir. Caroline is just talented. Her kindness, gentleness, and joyful spirit make her beloved by all her peers. We can't wait to see what amazing things she'll achieve in the future. Congratulations. Our next student, Michaela Bullock, couldn't, but I'll read the words from her teachers. Michaela has been an outstanding student in Redwood High School dance program. She is a dance force captain this year and has also danced in hip hop and international dance classes. She is the president of the Hip Hop Club, a member of the Yoga Club, and a member of Black Student Union Club on campus. Outside of school, she has danced at the World All-Star Dance Championships. She is a convention company assistant and is assistant choreographer for Lindsay High School. Michaela is always willing to help other students and has been an amazing asset to Redwood High School. Congratulations, Michaela. Our next outstanding student is Adriana La. Adriana is a 4-year chamber orchestra student at Redwood High School. During her time there, she has been selected to the county and state honor orchestras and received command and superior rating at solo CMA festivals. She is also is a COS Concerto competition winner and is a concert master for COS Symphony. Last summer, she won first prize in the International Varus Violin Solo Competition. While at Redwood, Adriana founded Music for Healing, a club where she coordinates music groups to play for memory care residents. Congratulations. Our next student is Holland Phillips. Holland is a senior student who is currently in her second year of the Food Services and Hospitality class. She has been enrolled in CTE classes since her freshman year. She is a third-year competitor for FCCLA, Family Career and Community Leaders of America, in the category of culinary display, creative cakes, and wedding cakes. She'll be competing at the state level in April. Holland is an excellent baker who loves to be creative and thorough in her work. She shows great leadership helping her peers in Ranger Cafe. She plans to pursue a career in ultrasound technician. Please join me in congratulating Holland Phillips. And she does bake very well. Probably too well. Our next student is Abigail Vinces. Abby Vinces has been involved in CTA classes all 4 years of high school, taking metal shop as a freshman and wood shop the remaining 3 years. In wood shop, Abby found her talent for creating furniture and other projects. She has built several pieces of furniture for her house. This year, Abby has been taking on a variety of projects. Abby has been involved in Skills USA, wrestling, and currently the president of Skills USA. Last summer at Cuya Delta Hospital with her maintenance department. As for the future, she is looking into electrical internship or a career in the Army. Please join us in congratulating Abigail Benson. Our next student is Mariah Montserrat Medina Chavez. As a language learner, Mariah has embraced every challenge, consistently demonstrating her best efforts across all her classes. Last semester, she achieved straight A's. However, it is in the area of reading improvement where Mariah truly shines. Mariah has made significant leap for reading lexi range of 240 to 390 to 545 to 695. To put this in perspective, in August, she was reading at a 5th grade level, and by January, she advanced to almost a 7th grade level. This is remarkable growth, represents more than 1 grade level improvement in just 4 short months. Congratulations, Mariah, on outstanding achievement. Aaliyah Jensen. Aaliyah is a phenomenal student in social science courses at Redwood. During her junior year, Aaliyah began the year enrolled in United States history. After spending a week in that class, she approached me about moving into AP U.S. history because she wanted to challenge herself. Once enrolled in AP U.S. history, Aaliyah became one of the strongest students in the class. She worked tirelessly in the courses and provided great insight during classroom discussion. Aaliyah is a great student. She personifies what it means to be a Redwood Ranger, and we're very proud of all she has achieved. Congratulations, Aaliyah. Allison Lee. Allison is one of Redwood's USAV outstanding students. Allison is a part of Redwood's ASB where she offers countless ideas and positive attitude. Allison is a kind, caring, and has a great sense of humor. She is a great student and friend. Allison is a commissioner of community service. She focuses on finding ways we can have a positive impact on our community, and she is a great example of what a true ranger is. We are lucky to have Allison at Redwood High School. Congratulations. And our final student is Emily Duarte. Emily is one of Redwood's USAV outstanding students. Emily is new to ASB this year, but she is never short of good ideas. She jumped right in and began taking on new responsibilities. Emily is a publicity commissioner and has helped create numerous videos and advertisements for many events on campus. She's a joy to have in class. She is a great representative of Redwood and what it means to be a true Ranger. Congratulations, Emily. Congratulations, all students.
Job, Emily.
Thank you. Let's give him one last round of applause, please. Thank you, Mr. Gridiron. Now, I would like to introduce and call to the podium El Diamante Principal, Mrs. Kimberly Nelson.
El Diamante High School would like to recognize Gunnar Roth as the outstanding student for the social science department. Gunnar has a college-weighted GPA of a 4.36, and he is involved in numerous clubs and campus clubs, including CSF and the choir club, to name a few. Mr. Jerry Perez had this to say about Gunnar. He is highly intelligent and an inquisitive student. Gunnar actively participates in class and asks very thought-provoking questions and brings quality discussion to our advanced placement government econ class. I am very proud and honored to recognize Gunnar Roth. Alexander Mata is the recipient of the Reading Growth Award, and he was nominated by Mrs. Hill. When he was a sophomore, he struggled with reading comprehension, so he dedicated his time to his studies and being an active participant in class. Alexander is active also in various clubs and sports in school. He has overcome many adversities in his life, and he's a great example to his peers. Alexander is kind, thoughtful, and caring, a true joy to have in class. I am very proud and honored to present the Reading Growth Award to Alexander. Max Muniz Gutierrez is the outstanding student in drama and was nominated by Mrs. McAvoy. Max is devoted to drama and theater, and he has continually gone above and beyond to help others. Max has been a part of the drama program for 4 years at El Diamante. The talent that Max has, both on stage and off, is easy to see. Max wants to continue his love for theater after high school and eventually wants to be a drama teacher. Please help me congratulating Max Muniz Gutierrez. I have some other recipients that couldn't be here this evening. I will make sure I pass the kind words that their teacher said about them and also give them their medal. We have lots of students involved in spring sports tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Nelson. Give him one last round of applause, please. Now I would like to welcome to the podium Principal Carly Hawkins from Visalia Charter Independent Study.
Good evening. First tonight, for VCIS overall achievement, our first award goes to Rowan. Rowan has been a standout VCIS student since her freshman year, a true Eagle, with one of the highest GPAs at our entire school. She is always showing dedication and commitment to academics. She approaches every task with diligence and determination and takes pride in her work, never shying away from challenges. Beyond academics, Rowan cherishes her family and her culture and treats everyone with kindness and respect. What makes her truly special is her well-rounded nature. One moment she's discussing her academics, and the next, she's updating the online room on the latest NFL games with enthusiasm. Rowan's vibrant sense of style, her engaging personality, and her commitment to excellence makes her such a gem on our campus at VCIS. Congratulations to Rowan. Next this evening, for our first USAV award, we will recognize tonight Shelby Somavia.
Okay.
Shelby Somavia is a kind-hearted, hard-working student who has maintained a 4.0 at her time at VCIS. Currently, she is maintaining straight A's in all of her courses as she heads towards graduation, including Certified Nursing Assistant Program, which requires additional clinical hours. Along with maintaining a stellar GPA, Shelby plays varsity softball for Redwood and is one of the key players on the team who takes her position and role as both a leader and a player very seriously. Family is also extremely important to Shelby, and she makes time with her family a priority when not focusing on school and her athletics. Shelby is truly an exceptional student and individual. Congratulations to Shelby Somavia. And last tonight for VCIS, we would like to recognize for USAV, Nathan Yang. Nathan is an extremely deserving recipient of this award. Nathan, a senior at VCIS, began with us in the middle of his junior year with many credits to recover and obstacles to overcome. He values the relationships of his siblings and prioritizes the well-being of his family as well as his personal growth. Nathan's accomplishments in the last year have set him apart as a top-ranked student at VCIS. In addition to his academic performance, Nathan took the challenge of completing the medical assistant CTE pathway, where he has obtained skills in the medical field and landed an internship at Family Healthcare Network. Congratulations to Nathan Yang.
Thank you, Mrs. Hawkins. Thank you, guys. Parents, you are welcome to stay for the remainder of the meeting if you would like, or this is the perfect time to go celebrate with your student. We will now take a moment to set up for the student performers from Ridgeview Middle School.
Good evening. I'm Rhiann Phillips, Administrator of Teaching and Learning, and it brings me great joy to bring to you guys tonight our Ridgeview Middle School Choir. They are led by Kim Carrillo, and tonight they will be singing for us Celebrate with Jubilant Song. And I'm going to give it over to Kim Carrillo. We are accompanied by Mrs. Lori Wynn, and we are very grateful for them. Yes.
Celebrate with jubilant song, lift up your voices, hear joyful music as we sing and rejoice. With jubilant song, hear the music as we sing, rejoice and celebrate. Song, with jubilant song, with a jubilant song. Celebrate with jubilee song, lift up your voice and sing joyful music as we sing and rejoice. Celebrate song. Hear the music as we sing, rejoice and celebrate. Jubilant song, a jubilant song, with a jubilant song. Singing a celebration, joining hearts in jubilation. Singing a celebration, joining hearts in jubilation. Sing out rejoice, sing out rejoice, a jubilant song, sing a joyful, joyful song. Sing a jubilant song. Celebrate with jubilant song, lift up your voice and sing joyful music as we sing and rejoice. Celebrate song, hear the music as we sing, rejoice and celebrate. Jubilant song, sing a jubilant song, rejoice and sing a jubilant
As we're moving out the piano, that is very impressive. And those are middle school students. That is super impressive. So definitely. All right, next item, spotlight on good things happening in our district. Superintendent Shrum.
All right, well, thank you, President Gaby, board members, and members of our community, staff and community. Certainly, already we've seen tonight or this afternoon some of the great things to spotlight in our district from our students who were received either academic or athletic or other type of recognitions to the talent of our students here on display. And so ready to continue that theme with our spotlight tonight. And so, of course, a reminder, our beliefs and commitments, how we always begin our work grounding in what we believe in as a school district, and our spotlight tonight. So let's get going. Family engagement activities continue across the district. Last month, Hurley Elementary hosted a literacy night and Pinkham hosted a math festival. These activities involved hands-on activities that promote education at home and to help families be more involved in their student learning. And these are just representative of quite a few events that are happening, especially here in the spring. And I just have to give a shout out because so many of these events have been overwhelmingly attended by our students and parents and members of the community. And I think that's amazing. Continuing with our partnerships over at Ivanhoe Elementary, the school partnered with San Joaquin Valley College to provide dental hygiene presentations and increase awareness of dental care amongst students. This was also a great opportunity for students to engage with college students to also gain exposure into a dental career. Thank you to the to the Valley College and all our partners who invest in our students. Our student success character counts. We have student athletes from El Diamante, Golden West, Mount Whitney, and Redwood presented with a Pursuing Victory and Honor Award by the Visalia Kiwanis Club. Students were nominated by their coaches for their sportsmanship. Congratulations to these students for elevating our schools and showing great character. And I also want to say thank you to Kiwanis and other, again, community partners. Many of our civic organizations sponsor so many different things that support our students. And so we appreciate that. This was also Kindness Month. And so all across our district, many schools did different things to represent kindness. Here we have an example from Denton Elementary. Something they do every year where they take 2 weeks to incorporate kindness into everything that they do. Include playing games called Secret Agent of Kindness to teach students how to be kind without expecting anything in return. Denton staff say their goal is to generate long-term culture of kindness and inclusion that's done with intentionality. Photos here are from kindness videos students participated in and shown throughout the year. Way to go, Denton Dragons. Congratulations to our Redwood FBLA team, Future Business Leaders of America, who recently competed in the Central Section Leadership Conference and took home the Doris Lowe Sweepstakes title. 80 plus Redwood students, along with 16 Golden West students, will be attending the state championships in Anaheim this April. And this is, I think, a repeat performance. Very proud of Redwood's FBLA, but also all of our other schools who have these chapters and programs are so important. And you heard earlier about Skills USA. That's another one too. And so we want to continue to do everything we can in our district to build and strengthen all of these types of opportunities for students. Speaking of those opportunities, one that I love from past experience is mock trial. So congratulations also in order to our Redwood High School mock trial silver team who defeated University Prep to represent Tulare County at the state finals scheduled in late March in LA. We also have incredible artists from Redwood and Golden West who were named mock trial courtroom artist winners and have talented advisors leading our clubs and are incredibly proud for how they represent our school. So congratulations. And that's another example of it's not just the student pretending to be or, portraying the lawyer. It's witnesses, it's outfits, it's makeup, it's all those things. A lot of people go in to making this work. And so thank you to all, and not to mention the time after school from our sponsors and others, also community partners that lend their support to these endeavors. So I'm sure we'll have some future lawyers and attorneys willing to join Tulare County here pretty soon with that group. Now, moving on here, this is, you might be saying, wait a minute, is this a little deja vu? This seems like, didn't we just talk about this individual? And so, yes, we did. And so I want to congratulate and here with us today, going 20 rounds and spelling the word ratatouille. I'm probably not even pronouncing the word right. Let ratatouille, ratatouille. Anyway, we'll skip that. Sarvanya Kadam from Oak Grove Elementary. He won the 2024 Tulare County Spelling Bee Championship. So stand up. Let's give you a round of applause. You want to hold that up? And so he will go on to compete at the country spelling bee, right? The scripts in May. And will that, I believe that, where is that, in Washington, D.C.? All right. So we wish you safe travels and good luck in that. And we'll see if you can bring home some more hardware for yourself and Visalia Unified. But congratulations to you and your family. And also congratulations to all of our students. We had over 100 elementary and middle school students compete at the Tulare County Office of Education in the spelling bee. And I know a couple of us were judges at a couple of the different school spelling bees as well. So congratulations to you. And we hope many more to come. And a proud principal right here too. Continuing on with examples of our student success, our Science Olympiad. Over 300 students from 16 Tulare County middle and high schools competed in the annual Science Olympiad. Green Acres and Ridgeview Middle Schools, along with Redwood and Golden West High Schools, will advance to the NorCal Science Competition in April. Congratulations to these students. Want to give a shout out to our VTEC Scholarship Foundation. They held their 8th annual Denim and Diamonds at the International Agri Center earlier this month. Roughly 200 individuals and more than $27,000 was raised during this event. Thank you to our Tulare County Sheriff for being a guest speaker and for our staff and students who helped with this event. This is an annual event and brings a lot of support to Visalia Technical Early College. So thank you to all the work and people that supported that. Continuing with our Parent Teacher Association Presidents and Principals Luncheon, we recently found out at that, and you'll see an image of that, the PTA took some time to do some accounting for all of the volunteer hours that their members put into our schools. And we agree this is probably just barely even scratching the surface because we know a lot of our volunteers, I don't need to, I'm just here. I don't need my hours. We do want your hours because they do matter. So we calculated those hours times a formula that gives the worth of volunteer hours, right, in organizations, and figured their value add was over $1.46 million to our schools in volunteer hours to support our students. Thank you to the work our PTAs do, and we look forward to continuing fostering this relationship. And you're even going to see, we've mentioned it before in our strategic plan, we have a whole theme and focus area connected to community and parent involvement. So we look to make sure all of our schools have parent organizations such as this where we're supporting our students. Spotlight on our staff, KSEE 24 Educator of the Week. Congratulations to Ms. Soriano at Riverway Elementary School, who was awarded the Educator of the Week by KSEE 24. She's in her 5th year of teaching and says that the most important thing is to have a connection with each student that comes through her classroom. Thank you, Ms. Soriano, for engaging with your students and making those meaningful connections. I'm not sure if she's here. I want to recognize if she is, but congratulations to her. And thank you to our parents and principals as well. We've had quite a few KSEE staff members recognized as well as students, and so I look forward to continuing that because we do have the best here in Visalia. Continuing with our city safety partnership, always looking for ways to increase safety around our schools. Want to thank the city of Visalia for pursuing an opportunity. It's safe schools, safe routes to schools. I believe it's a federal state grant. And so really looking at creating some of these pathways for our students, specifically thanking Highland and Washington principals and their efforts to partner with the city and the district to create these opportunities. And you can see there they had several students participating and staff in this safe pathways to school. Spotlight on our visual and performing arts. We've had, of course, in our spring season, our spring musicals continue. Most recently, we had Redwood High School present Mean Girls the Musical and Ridgeview Middle School, The Addams Family. I heard reviews of both performances were incredible. Congratulations to these students and the courage and commitment it takes to participate in those events. The CMEA Band Festival in Visalia took place earlier this month, and we had several schools that received unanimous superior ratings. This is a significant accomplishment. A lot of things go into this, reading sight music, lots of different things. And so congratulations to Divisadero, La Jolla, Golden West, Mount Whitney, Pioneer Band, Redwood Ranger Band, and Redwood Wind Ensemble. I was at Divisadero the other day and ran into the band music teacher, and she was just very proud of her students. And so congratulations to all of these students and these schools. Spotlight on sports. Continuing, we have two wrestlers we heard some tonight that brought home an individual medal in the CIF State Wrestling Championships. LD Monte's boys wrestler Christopher Creason placed 6th. Redwood girls wrestler Audrey Segura placed 8th. LD Monte boys soccer team made it to the championship game of the Division II playoffs, earning the right to host a playoff game. Congratulations to all of these student athletes. Continuing, ELOP hosted their volleyball championship at Redwood High School. After school sports is new to Visalia, especially through ELOP for our elementary and even some of our middle schools. This was our first volleyball tournament open to all elementaries. The champion was Annie R. Mitchell, but an incredible amount of talent on the court. Huge shout out to our partners, Alevo, who coached, and our referees for providing our students with these opportunities. And I've been to a couple of these. I didn't have a chance to attend volleyball, but so many parents and family members in the stands on the weekend supporting this brand new to Visalia. And so looking forward to continuing to support our extended learning opportunity program. Our district college and career members of our college and career readiness department attended Educating for Careers conference in Sacramento. They presented about our middle school pathways, grant leaders of tomorrow, loft events, and including best practices statewide. Also, congratulations to our communications team. Once again, they participated in the California School Public Relations Association Conference, winning 17 awards for their strategic communications work done on behalf of Visalia Unified. I do think that was the most in the state. Not that we're counting, but again, we are the best. So, and then, of course, communication is a priority for our district, and knowing we have an amazing group of people behind the scenes, ensuring our story is told is very invaluable. So congratulations to the communications team, and we look forward to that great work continuing. Speaking of great work, I think we all know how proud we are of our dual immersion programs here in Visalia and growing them. We're now at 2 sites. We're going to be up to 3rd grade, I believe it is, next year, and starting and moving into 1st grade at the other site. And so I want to give a huge shout out to our staff who oversee our immersion program and our newcomers program. The newcomers program ensures that we provide proper support for our 7th through 12th grade students who are new to the country. I might also add we are opening and beginning an elementary newcomer program as well. We're seeing an unprecedented number of newcomer students coming to Visalia in the community, and we want to make sure they're supported, and the teachers and staff and families are as well. So looking forward to that expanding as well. Over 100 people that this team presented at the state conference, over 100 individuals attended their session, and the team was invited to provide input at a roundtable with state leaders on our dual immersion program. Being invited to the table with state leaders shows that what we're doing is on the right trajectory when it comes to ensuring all students are learning every day. So shout out to that team. Also, last month, we held a groundbreaking ceremony for our Transportation Administration building. It will expand facility space, bring our grounds, custodial, maintenance, and transportation teams into one location. This 6,000-foot building has been part of our operations master plan since 2016 and is being built with reserve for capital facilities and transportation funds. We've had many observances ending or beginning as we move into February, March, and so want to speak about a few of those. And of course, we'll have more work across our schools and districts on many of these. Our National School Counseling Week. Also, March begins Women's History Month, and so we value and appreciate all the contributions amazing women have brought that we continue to learn from and benefit from in our nation. School Social Worker Week, also in March. Read Across America, many folks, and I think we see a board member, I could not compete with that jacket up there, recently celebrated Read Across America Day, known as Dr. Seuss Day, throughout our campuses. Many of our board, district staff, and others had a chance to read. And you see a couple of our board members up there in those shot, or about 3 or 4. I want to thank our board members and staff who took time out of their day to read a book to our students and help promote literacy. Anytime we get a chance to be in the classroom and share with our students, it's always magical. That's why we're here. So thank you for doing that. Continuing with our recognition, social media, we had Susan B. Anthony Day. We also gave a shout out to our National Equity Lab winners. We spoke about them last time. Our LCAP Community Survey, George Washington Month, ELOT Volleyball Tournament, High Five Fridays, which is our tradition we started where we're at a different site at the last Friday of each month. Also, Teacher Recruitment, Black History Month, and School Social Worker Week, along with Women's History Month and Arbor Day, with highlighting our students that get to go to SciCon, which is an amazing opportunity. And so a lot to be proud of, a lot happening in Visalia Unified. And we look forward to continuing to finish our spring strong. We're about a week and a half or so away from spring break. And so I know folks are looking forward to that. But again, congratulations to all of these individuals, sites, schools, leaders, students that were recognized in our report tonight. That concludes my report.
Awesome. There are definitely lots of amazing things going on. And now I'd like to welcome Administrator of Teaching and Learning, Brianne Phillips, for our focus on teaching and learning.
Is it a minute to get our slide deck up? All right. Good evening, President Gaby, Superintendent Shrum, board members, and staff. Tonight, it is my privilege to provide you with an update on the progress and plans within the Teaching and Learning Division as we prepare to conclude this academic year strong, while also laying the groundwork for a successful launch to the 24-25 school year. At the heart of everything we do within Teaching and Learning Division are the core beliefs and commitments of the USD. These principles guide our decision-making processes and serve as the bedrock upon which our educational initiatives are built. Throughout tonight's presentation, you will witness a seamless integration of these beliefs and commitments into each facet of our work. As we delve into the updates from our department directors and coordinators, you will observe a consistent theme: our unwavering focus on student learning. While our ultimate goal is to foster growth and development in our students, it is essential to recognize that the impact we make begins with the conditions we set for our school site leaders. By empowering them with the tools and resources they need, we enable them to create the conditions where teachers can thrive, ultimately leading to enhanced student learning outcomes. The Teaching and Learning Department is responsible for the core business of this organization. Our commitment to our students are aligned to what students are going to learn and how they will be taught. Within the Teaching and Learning Division, we encompass a diverse array of departments, including STEM, literacy, assessment, CTE, early childhood education, visual performing arts, as well as physical education and athletics. Despite the breadth of our responsibilities, we adopt a cohesive and coordinated approach to address the unique needs of each school site. This strategy allows us to maintain unity and implementation while also tailoring our efforts to meet the specific requirements of our individual campuses. Tonight, you will hear from each of our department directors and coordinators. They will share how we are finishing strong and launching ready. While their work portfolios are vast, you will see tonight that the work of teaching and learning is focused and aligned to the strategic plan, creating conditions for high expectations and high achievement, empowering students, and engaging the community. I would like to welcome to the podium Jim Billingsley, Director of STEM.
Good evening. Integrated Math 1 has been our milestone focus for this school year, and we've spent time aligning curriculum across sites. We'll be finishing the spring by eliciting feedback from our Math 1 teams and all math teams with that in the secondary level and administrators. We look to understand more about our assessments, our pacing guides, our priority standards, and our grading procedures. This information will help us guide us to the best practices so that we can adjust for the next school year. The information from the surveys will drive the professional learning plan and implemented next school year to address the needs of our sites. We're also committed to aligning our approach to math instruction through a balanced model. We have initiated this process providing site administrators with insights into research-based methods to align strategies to bolster student learning. Understanding math best practices and providing staff with training and resources to help them align math instruction will create those conditions for mastery of math concepts. We are currently in the process of preparing to launch ready for the 2024-2025 school year and expand our curriculum alignment initiative to Math 7, Math 7 Honors, Math 8, and Integrated Math 2. We are working with teams of teachers to create the necessary resources to be successful for the fall launch. Our focus will be on providing staff with course priority standards, common scope and sequence, learning progression documents, and common benchmark and semester final assessments. These documents will be provided to teachers before the start of the school year in August to properly prepare students for success. We're also excited to launch our site action plans for the 2024-25 school year. We understand that each site has individual needs, and we want to tailor a program of support to address the uniqueness of each school. We recognize that Integrated Math 1 provides access to other courses and opportunities. This is why we will have a focus on middle school math to help ensure and provide the support to teachers and students so that they are successful through high school. In addition, with our new 3-year math graduation requirement, students need to be successful in Integrated Math 2 so that they have a foundation in their 3rd and ideally a 4th-year math course. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our Director of Literacy, Claudia Ardon-Diaz.
The literacy team is definitely ending the year strong. The balanced model has played an important role in the work that we're doing at elementary sites as we dive deep into the milestone of reading on grade level by the end of 2nd grade. Our primary teachers have observed how empowered students are as the students see the connections with phonics instruction and their own reading. The teacher feedback we have received demonstrates that they are also feeling really empowered. They are feeling confident about teaching the reading process. We are also very excited with the partnership with the assessment team, phonics advisory committee, and teachers to build a strong assessment system that will inform instruction. In addition, student success teachers or reading interventionists not only continue providing the intervention, but are also working with instructional coaches, with principals to discuss reading data to make sure that every child receives the support necessary to reach that reading milestone and end strong. Every child's data in 2nd grade is being analyzed to ensure literacy success, student by student. In secondary, teachers are also working together to bring the ELA balanced model to life as they promote the joy of reading and students. Students are ending the year strong with voice and choice as they engage in book clubs. We appreciate the work of content specialists, library team, and the teachers who are working together to increase reading stamina and volume paired with intentionality and rigor. I had the chance to partake in a book tasting yesterday at Mount Whitney, and it was phenomenal. So proud of all the teachers. Secondary teachers will end strong by presenting their literacy plans to the sites, demonstrating their learning with readership, a 3-year grant that VUSD has been a part of. And as we end the year, VUSD is ending strong with an elementary newcomer academy pilot that Mr. Strum just mentioned at Highland and Houston Elementary. Newcomer students in grades 3 to 6 are now receiving the necessary support to acquire those language skills quickly. Today was their first day of school, and the newcomers were so excited that this academy was just for them. It was a great way to end my day. In addition to that, our literacy team is also preparing to launch ready. And we are doing this by providing the conditions to help our students become strong readers, but also writers. Therefore, we're providing professional learning and writing in elementary during summer. We're not stopping there. We're also partnering with ELOP to provide a summer learning lab, summer school for teachers, for instruction of coaches, for principals. While students are learning how to become proficient writers, teachers will have the opportunity to observe writing lessons in action. The goal is to get teachers to launch ready in writing on the first day of school. We are also excited to be expanding our successful dual language immersion program, as Mr. Strum just mentioned. We will be open for business at Mountain View, TK to third grade, and at Willow Glen Elementary, TK to first grade. It's beautiful to hear, and not only hear, but also see our students becoming bilingual, becoming confident, becoming proficient in not just one language, but two. Finally, we are launching Ready with an ELD pathway that will put English learners at the forefront. Our team has done its homework. We have researched, learned from the best in the field, and are so excited to provide a clear English language development pathway that is going to help our students launch ready. This ELD pathway will help us with alignment of curriculum and alignment of strategies. And it couldn't come at a better time as we welcome newcomers every day. We, as we mentioned, are particularly excited about this elementary newcomer pilot program. And this pilot is going to help our team to learn how we can provide the best support for our students. Thank you for your support. And we can't wait. And we couldn't have done all this work without all of your support. I will now like to welcome Dr. Karen Ari as she shares the work of the assessment team. Assessment is a critical component of the teaching learning process. Quality assessment drives instructional planning at the classroom level, professional learning at the PLC level, and systems of support at the site and district levels. At every level of the educational endeavor, data is behind the actions we take. To finish strong this year, we're ensuring continued support in the following areas. For district level assessments, we're rounding out our interim assessments and heading into the window for state and local end of year or summative assessments. Our team supports that process through systems management, training and materials for site testing coordinators, as well as progress monitoring of participation and completion. Assessment and instructional technology are often interwoven and both require back-end management. From rostering to user account management to troubleshooting tech issues, our team ensures users are able to use digital instructional and assessment data as designed. This year, the district made a significant commitment to increase support for sites in accessing, analyzing, and taking action with their data. This has included in-person support for administrators and other educator roles, as well as the provision of ready-made resources to support site-level and classroom-level data analysis. We look forward to continuing these actions and supports through the end of the year and into the next. Our work to be launch ready for the 24-25 school year is in full swing. Our areas of emphasis and improvement for the next year include the following. The development of the 24-25 assessment calendar has been designed with continuous improvement and collaboration in mind, beginning with a comprehensive audit of the current system, including surveys, focus groups, and gap analyses, and including input from multiple user groups at various points in the development. The final calendar will be ready to go in early June. We made good headway this year with the setup and initial trainings for Performance Matters. Performance Matters is our primary testing and reporting platform for next year, and it is an essential tool for our PLC teams as they use common formative assessment results and other data to inform next steps in instruction. To be fully launch ready, we continue to schedule trainings while also working to ensure assessments are completed and available in the system by the start of the year for teacher planning and backwards mapping. In an effort to articulate our ecosystem of supports for data-informed practices, we are developing a data calendar and framework.
to outline key information and resources for data analysis and use. With this tool, leaders will know what will be available when and have access to resources to support their use of data. By calendaring activities and expanding our collection of common tools, we are ensuring a more comprehensive and coherent use of data at all levels. In conclusion, we're being very intentional in our work to both finish strong and launch ready in the area of assessment. And next, I'd like to welcome up our Director of College and Career Readiness, Vicki Leone.
Good evening. This school year, we are serving nearly 4,500 students, 53% of our high schools in career technical education pathways. We have focused this year on refining support systems for these students, both those currently in CTE pathways and those who have been recruited to participate in pathways and academies next year. The number of students receiving intervention has increased significantly since we launched this process. Our grant-funded counselor meets one-on-one with students who need support, and while the number of students receiving support increased significantly, at the same time, we also increased the number of students who ultimately stay in programs, from 63% the first year we provided intervention to 82% last year, meaning nearly 200 students who had been struggling have been able to stay in the programs that nurture and empower them through to CTE pathway completion. These students are either referred by teachers or identified by progress grades so that we can provide targeted, timely support. This year, we have also particularly focused on students who traditionally do not participate in CTE programs, working with sites to ensure access and support to not only join a pathway, but to maintain the ability to participate through CTE pathway completion. We have been working to build our new education academy at Mount Whitney, providing yet more opportunities for students to become college and career ready. We will launch ready by completing common formative assessments that address progress on our priority standards taken from the California Standards for Career Ready Practice. This allows our CTE teachers to meaningfully participate in the PLC process in ways that center on students' growth in those priority standards. We are also collaborating with our SPED department to build systems of access and support for students who receive SPED services. And our colleagues in the Strong Academy have been building a system for project-based learning that will be emphasized in the 24-25 school year so that ultimately all CTE students will have the opportunity to participate in this powerful instructional model. In the 24-25 school year, we will build the foundation for our middle school career exploration program, designed to provide middle school students with the tools and knowledge needed to make good choices about joining CTE pathways, with an eye toward providing students with CTE experiences that align with their interests and provide a clear path to meaningful work after high school. I would like to welcome Letty Trevino for her report on our littlest learners.
Good evening. In the Early Childhood Education Department, we are finishing strong by focusing on enhancing program quality and nurturing a passion for learning. By leveraging our understanding of how our youngest learners develop, we ensure age-appropriate learning opportunities across 8 different domains. Our very youngest scholars engage in play-based learning with classrooms structured in various interest areas. A few examples of these areas are dramatic play, an art center, a library, sand and water table activities, and music and movement. These very irresistibly engaging areas provide learners with the chance to explore, discover, and develop academically, but even more importantly, socially. Maintaining proper staff ratios is critical in early education. Fortunately, this is a strength in our department due to our dedicated team. Preschool and UTK both utilize creative curriculum, and we supplement our instruction with Sobrato Early Academic Language Units, known as SEAL. These units are research-based and proven to develop academic language in science and social studies, preparing students for the future. To enhance parent involvement, we utilize the Ready Rosie platform, This is a component of our adoption. The platform assigns personalized videos to parents based on current units being studied in class. The videos share strategies that families can implement in homes so that our students are kindergarten ready, and they are conveniently sent to our parents via text or email. Our annual parent survey results demonstrated the need to provide some community information. We developed an annual community resource fair to provide both fun and informative experiences. Additionally, each preschool class hosts 2 parent education nights per year, and the department organizes 3 district-wide parent events. This year's resource fair is Thursday, April 11th from 5 to 7 at the Sequoia High School quad area. We'd love to see you there. The Early Education Department is launching Ready by utilizing data to guide decisions regarding instruction, staffing, the environment of our classrooms, enrollment, and professional learning. Our BITs, known as our Preschool Behavioral Intervention Technicians, aided by our program managers, are arranging transition meetings to discuss supports and interventions with the receiving elementary schools for TK and kindergarten. This process aims to ensure a seamless transition into TK or kindergarten. Lastly, we are in the thick of purchasing furniture, renewing curriculum, enhancing playgrounds, recruiting staff, and providing professional learning. We are working closely with the hiring and recruitment team to attract and retain qualified staff. Next, I would like to introduce our VAPA coordinator, Tony Luna.
Good evening. The VAPA department currently leads 51 elementary VAPA teachers across 27 elementary sites. We are currently implementing our first year of TK3 visual art and classroom music, as well as 5th and 6th grade elementary choir offerings. We are excited about how these courses are providing a new foundation for our existing secondary VAPA programs. In TK3, we are working with our teacher teams to create grading rubrics that align with state standards. Supported curriculum includes Spotlight on Music for classroom music and Deep Space Sparkle supplemental curriculum for visual art. In our 5th and 6th grade choirs, teachers have been building foundational skills that will strengthen existing middle school choir programs across the district. We are also excited to share that our upcoming all-district music festival in May will now include a 5th and 6th grade choir performance. As we prepare for year 2 of these implementations, we aim to strengthen our vertical alignment. This is necessary because, as a result, all students will have foundational knowledge as they continue throughout their arts education. Currently, we are exploring the need for standards-based rubrics and assessment designed to support our new curriculum. This is an exciting time for our secondary VAPA programs, all of which continue to provide community engagement across Visalia, showcasing the many talents of our students. Current data shows that 2,033 VUSD middle school students are enrolled in at least one VAPA course, and 3,722 of our high school students are enrolled in at least one VAPA course across the district. In an effort to continually improve processes and systems within VAPA, teachers work collaboratively during content-specific PLCs to examine and update existing course outlines that reflect current state standards. Results of these efforts have begun with the recent submission of updated course outlines for high school studio and 3D art. Providing connectivity to families and community members is the new VAPA department website. All VUSD stakeholders can use this site to explore internal and external resources and access the calendar of events, which facilitates timely and consistent communication to our community. As we launch Ready, middle school students will benefit from dance classes from the second consecutive year. Like other VAPA offerings, middle school dance curriculum will connect and strengthen the vertical articulation of our secondary dance offerings district-wide. Lastly, the VAPA department is committed to ensuring a strong foundation for all learners. Therefore, our next step towards student success is to collaboratively examine all visual and performing arts course outlines, ensuring that they are current and aligned to district and state standards. By providing rigorous instruction, meaningful activities, and focusing on student outcomes, the VAPA department will move closer to aligning with Visalia Unified's strategic plan. Next, I would like to introduce Director of Athletics, Mr. John Perez.
Thank you. In physical education, our elementary PE team consists of 45 teachers, 3 PE specialists, serving over 16,000 students at 27 sites, plus campus. From August through December, we perform site visits and observations at our 5 middle school and 4 high school sites, offering teachers and administrators any support and assisting with any program needs. Based on elementary, middle school, and high school PE teacher surveys and input from site principals, we are sending 30 PE teachers to the California Athletics and Physical Education Workshop in San Luis Obispo this summer for professional learning in physical education and health. To be launch ready for 24-25 school year, our elementary PE team is working on updating our curriculum maps and unit plans and finalizing assessments for the new grading system. For middle school, we are excited for the implementation of our physical activity centers, our PACs, which will better serve all our physical education students. And for middle school and high school, we are working on aligning our PE dressing out system to our board policy. In athletics, along with our VUSD community, we had the amazing opportunity to watch over 30 fall and winter VUSD high school teams and numerous individuals qualify for the CIF Central Section Championships, bringing home 3 CIF Section Championships, 3 of our VUSD teams, and numerous individuals advancing to the CIF State Championships. Partnering with our Expanded Learning Opportunity Program, ELOP, we've increased the number of sports we offer to our elementary students. Over 8,000 TK-6 students have participated in flag football, soccer, basketball, volleyball, and track so far this school year. We held elementary championships in soccer. Linwood were the champions. Basketball, Hurley were the champions. Volleyball, Annie or Mitchell were the champions. And we are currently starting elementary track with VETA and ELOP and look forward to hosting pickleball championships in May. To be launch ready for 24-25, we're working on updating the middle and high school athletic handbooks before adding them to the school and district websites. And we're excited to pilot Activate, a sports management software program at the 5 middle schools next year, which will help us manage student registration, scheduling, and more importantly, communication among all stakeholders. And for next year, along with ELOP, we're excited to host the first ever all schools elementary flag football championships. I'll now give it back to Brianne Phillips, Administrator of Teaching and Learning.
Tonight, we've delved into the various initiatives that will propel us to finish this academic year strong, as well as how we are preparing to launch the 24-25 school year ready. Each initiative contributes to our overarching goal of fostering excellence in teaching and learning. Teaching and Learning proudly commits to the board, school site leaders, teachers, and students to deliver an exceptional education system that comprehensively addresses the needs of our learners. To accomplish this, we will stay current on research-based instructional strategies. We will seek and deliver standards-aligned, rigorous curriculum tailored to meet the diverse needs of our students. We will engage stakeholders through committee work to increase the diversity of input in our decision-making, creating multiple modalities of communication and seeking feedback for continuous improvement. We will use data to drive our decision-making. We will develop and design intentional implementation plans to support our teachers and deliver training to continuously improve our instructional practices. We will be relentless in pursuing and providing the highest quality education for our students. In closing, I want to thank each and every one of you for your dedication and support. It is through our collective efforts that we realize our VUSD mission of every student learning every day. Thank you, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you. Questions? Go ahead.
I just want to make a comment. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just very excited. I wish I could go back to the classroom. I think I'd be a way better teacher.
I also just want to thank all of you and share a very brief story. I think myself, Superintendent Shrum, I think Board Member Belt were all on a visit to Highland. And I wanted to give a shout out to our PE team out there who I know is on a rotating basis because not only were they engaging kids and having fun outside playing, but I distinctly remember them going into groups and addressing kind of social and emotional learning where students were giving each other praise and compliments on how they were playing basketball and other activities. And I just thought it was really beautiful to see that all our students coming together and developing both physically and mentally with one another. So thank you.
Thank you again. And congratulations being on any state board roundtable is very impressive that we know we're doing great work, but it's always nice when it's recognized. And excited for kind of the move ahead in assessment. It really does drive our decisions. And as we look towards a strategic plan, I know that's one of the things that we are excited about is having data of our students. And I know you are too for planning. So thank you so much. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say one thing. I think Mark Thompson will be very proud of his team. Good job, guys.
No further questions. Thank you. Thank you again, all of you. General public comment on any school-related topic may be heard at this time. The board asks that any public comment on an item listed on tonight's agenda be addressed at the time the item comes up for discussion by the board. To comply with the Brown Act, California's open public meeting law, board discussion is limited to items on the agenda. Therefore, when receiving public comment for items not on the agenda, the board's role is limited to receiving such comments, and the board may not engage in dialogue with the public. The board thanks the public for its participation in public comment and understanding of the board's responsibilities. Pursuant to board policy, the board may limit individual comments to no more than 3 minutes and individual topics to 20 minutes. It is recommended you begin your comments by stating your name. I have received some green forms, so Brianna Kinzel and Alyssa Maldonado, and I'm sorry if I messed up your names.
Is it on already? Okay. Hello, my name is Alize, and I'm here today with Brianna Kinsel on behalf of all the Academy students in Visalia Unified School District. Personally, I have been in the Academy of Law and Justice all 4 years of my high school career. I've taken all the rigorous courses it had to offer, and for that, myself and the seniors in the Academy can say that they are proud of themselves and deserve more recognition. Recently, the Academy had a meeting and realized that after working hard in the ALJ Academy for 4 years, the Academy seniors don't get proper recognition at graduation. With this, we believe that not only should the Academy of Law and Justice get stoles for graduation, but so should all the academies in Visalia Unified School District. On top of this, these stoles would not be anything new to graduation. As of now, Redwood High School offers stoles for CSF lifetime memberships, National Honor Society, and for AVID. So not all stoles are banned from graduation. Also, people of Mexican and Hawaiian descent are able to wear stoles to represent their heritage at graduation. All of these categories are obviously proud of either their accomplishments or the heritage. So are the Academy students of their own achievements. We know a big concern about this, or a big factor of it, is obviously the money, but the Academy of Law and Justice and others have and plan to raise money for the cost of these personalized stoles. Myself, Brianna Kinsel, Sabrina Sauceda, and Alize Maldonado have taken this issue and created a petition to get input from others, and the results were great. In just 1 week, the petition has had 534 people sign. One comment posted stated that extra work and dedication should be recognized, and we couldn't agree more. This is not just for this year's seniors, but for generations to come. After going through some rigorous courses throughout their high school year, it is only fair that the Academy students get recognition for their accomplishments at graduation, as well as for their time, dedication, commitments, and perseverance. So we stand here today to ask the district to help celebrate the many accomplishments of the Academy students by granting us permission to purchase these graduation stoles. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Leticia Cervantes.
Many cheerleaders at LD Monte High School have come forward and made it known that cheer coach Tracy Dukes Beans threw a chair at the girls in a state of rage during practice when she was not happy with their performance. This was witnessed by 2 VUSD employees who failed to report the incident. Both Ms. Nelson, the principal, and Ms. Watamura, the athletic director, failed to report the incident after being notified. The district office was notified and failed to report the incident to outside authorities as well. Child abuse reporting guidelines as stated on the California Department of Education website. Obligations of mandated reporters. A list of persons whose professions qualifies them as mandated reporters or child abuse or neglect is found in California Penal Code Section 11165.7. The list is extensive and continues to grow. It includes all school district employees, administrators, and athletic coaches. All persons who are mandated reporters are required by law to report all known or suspected cases of child abuse or neglect. It is not the job of the mandated reporter to determine whether the allegations are valid. If child abuse or neglect is reasonably suspected, or if a pupil shares information with a mandated reporter leading him or her to believe abuse or neglect has been taking place, the report must be made. No supervisor or administrator can impede or inhibit a report or subject the reporting person to any sanction. To make a report, an employee must contact an appropriate local law enforcement or county child welfare agency listed below. The legal obligation is not satisfied by making a report of the incident to a supervisor or to the school. An appropriate law enforcement agency may be one of the following: a police or sheriff department, not including a school district police department or school security department, a county probation department if designated by the county to receive child abuse reports, a county welfare department, county child protective services. The report should be made immediately over the telephone and should be followed up in writing. School districts and county Office of Education do not investigate child abuse allegations, nor do they attempt to contact the person suspected of child abuse or neglect. School districts may have additional policies. However, these policies do not take the place of reporting to a local law enforcement agency. I would like to know why Visalia Unified School District feels they are not required to follow state guidelines.
Thank you. Emily Jensen.
Hello, I'm Emily Jensen, and I'm here to talk about my experience with Tracy Dukes Beans as my coach. I was on a cheer team freshman year till senior year. Senior year is when I met Tracy. Tracy seemed unorganized. Multiple routines started but never finished until the day of the performance. We even had multiple routines started but never finished. Tracy told us we were getting warm-up sweats to give her money for it. Although we did give her the money for this, we never received them. I have other girls to vouch for this as well. Tracy would like to remind us as well we are all replaceable when we aren't doing our best. She would tell us she would move us down to JV, or just tell us she would take us off the team, or she would get a girl from JV to just replace us. This was constant throughout the season. My last straw was when it was us senior cheerleaders. It was senior night and our parents have to walk us down the field as our name gets called.
She had originally told me that my parents had to come during halftime, but Tracy failed to mention they switched it to the beginning of the game, so I just walked with another teacher. And the poster that I had that they give all the senior girls had only my name misspelled. So it was that night I had quit and was just watching the game normally. It wasn't until halftime Tracy noticed I was gone. After that game, the season went downhill, having multiple other seniors quit as well. Also, coming forward with my experiences, I've had 6 other girls reaching out to me about this experience they've had and other instances that stood out to them. But they are worried that if they say anything, there will be retaliation against them, or she would remind us even if we go crying to her parents, it wouldn't matter because she is with her boss. It's been since 2020 when Tracy started, and these cheer girls, including me and other girls that have sent me responses, have been suffering mentally and emotional abuse. Hopefully something is done sooner rather than later before more young girls are affected. Thank you.
Thank you. Crystal Gonzalez? No, Crystal Reynolds.
Didn't realize I had a new last name. Good evening. My name is Crystal Reynolds. I'm the mother of 3 with 1 child in the district. As a parent who attempts to stay engaged and actively involved in my children's educational upbringing, I wanted to quickly identify a couple areas which I feel that there are currently some barriers that are creating underrepresentation for parents, as well as community disconnect. It is imperative that parents are able to freely advocate for their children's educational, physical, and emotional well-being at all times without barriers that inadvertently diminish parents' concerns and result in underreporting of suspected crimes, verbal abuse, physical abuse, and emotional abuse. There have been several instances on our campuses where YSO officers have been unavailable to take a report. An incident may have occurred after normal school hours, reported to parents after school, or we may have an upcoming weekend or break ahead where reporting gets delayed. Parents have attempted to file police reports with our local police departments regarding these school incidences and have been advised by police that all reporting has to go through the school YSO and not through the local police department. This needs to change immediately. Reporting of all alleged incidents should always be accepted without barriers, regardless of the location of where the parent or student chooses to file a report and regardless of where the incident takes place. Redirecting parents to report through schools only creates a barrier to access and timely reporting. It is crucial that timely reporting happens as recollection of events quickly diminish with time, and especially in cases of trauma. In regards to public comments from the last board meeting in February, I have a great deal of concern, most particularly with the student speaker stating publicly that she was witness to a VUSD coach offering prescription pain medications to students. I have inquired if this allegation was reported to local authorities and was advised that this allegation is being investigated internally by a VUSD employee investigator. While I understand that some of the allegations were appropriate to be investigated internally, this particular allegation should have immediately been reported to local authorities outside VUSD contracts to determine whether a crime was or was not in fact committed. It is not up to the district or any VUSD employee to make this kind of determination. It is in fact the district's responsibility to report said allegations to police to investigate. Last, it is important that our district adopt formats, processes, and technologies that are designed to encourage widespread participation by residents in official public meetings. Participatory barriers result in inequality that skews policy outcomes. I emailed the board and superintendent yesterday regarding some considerations for future public meetings, including that of a request to place on next month's meeting agenda a return to telephone public comments, as this access has been taken away for public meetings. Creating greater awareness, reach, and accessibility increases community involvement and civically engaged residents, which in turn leads to community well-being. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Seeing none, I'd like to move to consent agenda. Would any board member like to pull any item from consent? If not, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
On a motion by Board Member Gaboyan and a second by Board Member Case Beer Soleno.
Student Board Rep votes yes. Motion passes unanimously.
Oh, I should have remembered. Best part. Okay, student representative report, Ms. Violet Bateman. And I think this is your only meeting here with us. So we'll turn it over to you.
EDHS, El Diamante hosted their homeroom parade to celebrate their their cheer team, sorry, girls and boys wrestling team, choir, FFA team, academic, and individual athletes and students. El Diamante hosted their future minor night and open house. Families had the opportunity to view academic programs and performing arts performances. El Diamante hosted their 8th grade preview day. Over 550 8th graders visited El Diamante to receive a campus tour. Experience a rally and learn what courses are available to them. El Diamante participated in Kids Day and raised over $1,800 for Valley Children's Hospital. Golden West Dance show is this Thursday and Friday. The theme this year is Billboard of the Charts. Golden West ASB has been preparing for our upcoming talent shows on Monday, March 18th. Our 4 teams around campus will be displaying their talents. Golden West FFA is hosting their annual Western Week, where students can sign up to participate in fun activities and dress-up days throughout the week with a final prize on Friday. Golden West Choir just hosted their annual choir classes on Friday, March 8th. Lots of students were able to display so much talent through the solos and incredible group performances. Mount Whitney Dance Program is preparing for their annual dance show coming up on March 29th. On March 2nd, Mount Whitney hosted the Spring Fling. VOSD students enjoyed a night of skating at Rollertown at the disco-themed event. This week, Mount Whitney High School will put on their annual buff ball volleyball tournaments. The winning student team will play this Friday against the staff volleyball team. Mount Whitney ASB is preparing for our annual Mr. and Miss Pioneer Week and Rally. On Thursday and Friday, Redwood Band hosted the California Music Educators Association Large Band Festival. Redwood Ranger TV just recently submitted their videos for Slick Rock, which is happening in May. Ranger TV is also preparing to attend STN, a film festival happening in Long Beach this weekend. Redwood had their annual car show on March 1st. There was a great turnout. There were 39 cars that participated in the car show this year. There was also a variety of vendors as well. On March 2nd, Redwood students attended the VOSD Spring Fling Disco at Rollertown. Many students loved skating and participating in the raffle and just hanging out with their friends. Sequoia High School had their first 2 blood drives for students and teachers. Sequoia High School hosted fentanyl awareness along with a car show on the campus. During Mountaineer Time, students had various community leaders visit classrooms and discuss topics such as joining the military. Sequoia High School's forestry class has traveled to Kauai Oaks Preserve to help clean and plant to keep the preserve in good condition. VCIS administered the CASP assessment to all juniors last week. Supervising teachers completed 5 weeks of strategic ELA lessons with students. Math classes worked through targeted CASP interim assessments, and the math department held a 1-day CASP prep session for juniors not enrolled in a seat-based math class. VCIS College and Career Department is holding one-on-one meetings with all juniors who are close to completing their AG requirements in order to achieve the College and Career Readiness designation. VCIS ASB made a basket for the Spring Fling raffle with a variety of items generously donated by our neighborhood Starbucks. VCIS successfully completed sophomore counseling with each of its sophomore students in February and early March. VTEC ASB will be hosting a connection event on March 15th, 2024 in the arbor of our students. VTEC Scholarship Foundation hosted a successful 8th annual Denim and Diamonds event on March 2nd, 2024. All proceed benefits VTEC students with scholarships. VTEC will host families on March 19th, 2024 at our open house showcase night. VTEC ASB created an impromptu celebration for seniors during the senior portrait day with a backup and sweet treats to make it more special and create moments for VTEC seniors and to remember.
Thank you very much. We love hearing what's happening at the schools. Well, Dr. Villegas, we'll start on that side.
Thank you, President Gaby. Just briefly, I wanted to give a kind of a shout out and kudos to two groups. The Redwood Black Student Union last month in celebration of Black History Month held a great event at the Rawhide Stadium. We just had tons of folks coming together. And so I really wanted to give a shout out to them and the amazing work that they're doing. Happy Women's History Month. I really want to take a moment to express my gratitude to all the women here at the USD who make this a great place to work, to be, to learn. From my colleagues here on the board to all of our teachers and staff throughout the district at our sites, we greatly appreciate you and all your efforts. And finally, I also wanted to give kudos to Houston Elementary and GLC and our respected principals and leaders at those sites who are doing a lot of work right now to engage in the Community Schools Grant, where we have really an opportunity to rethink the connection between community and our sites and our students. And so as we go developing throughout these months and these site councils develop a plan, I really want to encourage you all to engage. If you have any surveys that come up from these sites, we have an opportunity to really think how we want to spend money to connect students, to connect community, to connect our schools, and to really advance education in our elementary schools. So I just want to express my deep appreciation to not only our staff, but also we have several partners in the community who have been coming to these meetings, including city council members, to the Tulare Food Bank, and a few different organizations who are partnering with us. So just want to express my gratitude. And finally, to our student trustee for an amazing report. So thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Odo.
Yeah, so just a couple things here. Let's see, attended the groundbreaking thing for the transportation building. Long time coming on that. Great to see that's coming forward. Attended the Redwood High School musical Mean Girls. Good show, and great to see that we're doing more modern theater in our high schools. That's really fun to see. So it's not always guys and dolls, which we should never, ever do again. Met with the superintendent, took part in the work session yesterday for board members. That was a great experience in a couple different ways. The most pleasing was we've engaged in some pretty robust conversations around things. Robust, that's a Chuck Booneism, about the direction for the district and some concerns folks had about the way things have been done and will be done in the future. Those are good things to have. It's a marker of a healthy board to have those kinds of discussions. And then finally, I went to Visalia. Been a while since I'd been there, and saw the work that Principal Marroquin and his staff have done, their staff, teachers and administrators. And the feeling on that campus has changed significantly. It's wonderful to see what happens at a school when folks come together and decide, you know what, we're going to do good work, get kids involved, and become different than we have been in the past. So kudos to Visalia for really coming around to a great feeling and what looks like great work on academics. And I'm sure we'll see the results on that on scores next year. That's it.
Thank you. Board Member Belt.
Thank you, President Gaby. Adding to my earlier comment about Mr. Thompson, I should have said Assistant Superintendent Thompson will be very proud of your team. But I also want to tag to that is thank you, Mr. Shrum, Superintendent Shrum, that you've embedded into all of our teams the courage to make sure that we evaluate everything we're doing. That there's an accountability then that comes with that as we make changes, as we try to move things forward. It is obvious at every level. And so that's not just to rub each other's backs. It's saying we are serious about catching up students, providing for students, and seeing students thrive. In my opportunity to wear my colorful Seuss jacket to about 12 different classrooms of kindergarten through fourth grade, often they would ask, well, what does a board member do? And I've been able to distill it down to two things. I said, the first thing that we are empowered, we are given the responsibility to do is to make sure that you as a student have everything you need to learn. Oh. And the second thing is to make sure your teacher gets paid. So I get both of their attentions real fast. That's what we are here to do. Those are our drives, is to make sure that we are letting every opportunity happen for every type of student, wherever they are, whatever level they're at, but that our teachers, our staff at every level are also getting as much input to get the most out of themselves. And so we are going through a lot of reassessing and taking hard looks, but also putting in, rolling up our sleeves and learning, as we have some of our staff clear across the country right now doing that very same thing. The volleyball championships that I went to for ELOP was not only amazing to see these young elementary school kids actually having tremendous volleys, but a parent of a fifth grade young gal from Viva Blunt stopped me and said, my daughter has gained a passion for volleyball. Now, I haven't heard any fifth grade parent say that before. That is a connection that they've made, they've seen for their daughter. Of course, Viva Blunt all had t-shirts, they all ready to play, and they had an amazing opportunity to advance themselves. The Education Foundation, I want to remind everyone, is having a fundraiser 1 month away. It's actually called Roundup, and you can go to VisaliaEdFoundation.org and actually buy tickets. Dr. Odo and I have volunteered for various things. I'm going to be driving a golf cart for people from the parking lot to the event. So I get to say hi to a few folks, I guess. I too want to add to Dr. Odo's comments about what we saw from Mr. Maraqueen and things at Divisadero, the identity, the pride. Two young gals had a red bucket with one of those gripper thingies, you pick up trash with. And I couldn't help but ask, are they being disciplined to pick up trash? And he told me that they came to him and said, we want to start this initiative, this club, and we are going to make sure our campus stays clean. And so they actually have t-shirts, they have some funding that he threw some dollars at them to be able to do a proactive, we own this campus, this is our school, and we're going to be proud of it. This last weekend, I went to the Science Olympiad. I had never attended one before. I heard about them for years. And I was excited to actually witness two gals from Green Acres Middle School do their wheeled vehicle. They came up with a contraption made out of popsicle sticks, rubber band, and a propeller. I understand they went through dozens of different kinds of wheels, but their contraption not only won because it did the course, went the length, but they did all of the recording, and that's what won it for them. The school from Palo Verde, Tulare, had a top secret wheeled vehicle in a box. They took it out of the box, they ran it, and it ran way past everybody else. They put it back in the box, and nobody could see how it worked. It had some gears or something, but they didn't do all the work. They didn't have all the logs filled out. And so a retired teacher who is their coach, Angie Grenay, made sure that they had done all their paperwork and they won. So congratulations, Green Acres and Ridgeview, for advancing in Science Olympiad. Thank you, Dr. G. Are you here? Where's that gray beard? For hosting it. It was an amazing event to see all these middle schoolers. You heard me call his name. I'm giving you props for actually doing an amazing event. It was parents, teachers, students. And the last but not least is I'm got overly zealous about an email that I sent out because I was concerned about the introduction of a MOU that we have actually approved that cited what we're doing with pre-K through 3 music art. And I want to reiterate something. It's not elective. I would like all of our principals to remember that, all of our teachers to remember that. We have made the investment in dozens of new teachers, and they're all credentialed teachers to add to the instruction for every student. When every student's getting instruction, it's not elective. Matter of fact, it's a supplement that will help your students read better, do math better, be more confident. Whether they play an instrument or sing a note in the future is irrelevant. Or whether they become a Picasso or have any kind of artwork sold, they will be better students because we have decided as a district, this is valuable. This is worthwhile. So please remove that word. It's not elective, it's foundational. Thanks.
Thank you. Board Member Case-Pierre-Soleno.
No report.
Board Member Gamoyen.
A lot of what I did was in Superintendent Shrum's spotlight. I'm gonna tell you my 2 favorite things. The first one was reading to kids at Goshen. I love that. And our wonderful communications team. I am so proud of them. They're not paying attention to me right now, but that's okay. I just want to say I'm so proud of you guys and thank you for how you make us shine.
Board Member or Board Clerk Naylor.
Yeah, I'm going to be short here too. I visited Highland Elementary. Just want to give kudos to Jessica Prado, the principal there. It was so nice to see the cohesiveness of the classrooms, and also they were having 6th graders come back from SciCon, and all of their 5th grade kids. It was raining, run out to greet them and welcome them back. And I just thought, what a great the kids are supporting each other, and so excited to see them come back from SciCon. And it was just so amazing. Signs, little I don't know what you call those little things to the shakers and just amazing. And the other thing is the Redwood High School Musical. I did go to that, and I just want to give Redwood some kudos also. That was an amazing musical, and the content and the story behind it and the meaning that was told to all the audience on "You're okay, be yourself." And it had such a dramatic, I was just in awe when I stepped away. I thought, what an amazing way to tell kids that you're important. And that play and that musical did it. And they did an amazing job of presenting that message. So thank you.
Thank you. And yes, at this time, everything's been stated. So no report except for this is Legislative Action Week. Also one of our roles as board members is to advocate for, the policies that benefit our local school districts and of course for Visalia Unified. So shout out to Walta Gamoyen. She has been in there today advocating for us and hope to join her tomorrow. But I know that that's something she regularly does too. So thank you for giving that time. And Superintendent Shrum.
All right, well, thank you. Just a couple of quick things. Again, I want to thank our labor partners. We have several items on the agenda tonight connected to our negotiations. And once again, just amazing collegiality and conversation. We've got some great things that are coming up for our staff and for our students and for our families. And so we're really excited about that. And thank you to our district team and also our VUTA and other teams that are working hard on putting those things together. Also mentioned, you heard about Science Olympiad. Just want to remind the board that you all made lots of investments this year in advanced learning. We were able to provide additional support to all of our schools. And so things like expanding National Honor Society, opportunities for kids to be in the Olympiad, and those things are because of the investment of this board. And we look forward to strengthening that even more as you'll see some initiatives and actions in our upcoming strategic plan that will get at that as well. So thank you for that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Okay, item 12.1, recommended expulsions. May I have a motion to approve the recommended expulsions?
I'll move.
Second.
On a motion by Board Member Case Pierce Soleno and a second by Board Member Gamoyen.
Student board member or abstains. Motion passes 7-0.
And 12.2, recommended suspended expulsions. May I have a motion to approve the recommended suspended expulsions?
I'll motion.
Second.
On a motion by Board Member Case Pierce Soleno and a second by Dr. Villegas, call for a vote.
Again, student board rep abstains. Motion passes 7-0.
And 12.3, recommended reinstatements. May I have a motion to approve the recommended reinstatements?
I'll motion.
I voted fast.
Oh, I'll second.
On a motion by Board Member Case Pierce Soleno and a second by Board Member Gamoyen.
The student board rep abstains. Motion passes 7-0.
Item 13.1, public hearing, California School Employees Association, CSEA, Chapter 83, interest initial proposal for classified negotiations. This is the second read. I will now open the public hearing and invite Chief Business Officer Nathan Hernandez up to the podium. There he is.
Good evening, President Gaby and members of the board, Superintendent Schrum. I'll be up here the rest of the evening. But for this item, I'm going to introduce Ms. Crystal Lopez, and she's going to share the CSEA recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. All right. I am. Good evening, board members and Superintendent Schrum. I'm Crystal Lopez, our CSCA Chapter 83 president. Our California School Employees Association and our Chapter 83's initial proposal for the term of 2024 to 2027. With the entire CBA agreement open this year, CSCA Visalia Chapter 83 will be discussing issues and opening CBA articles that benefit our bargaining unit members and the students and staff we support and serve. The articles we will focus on this year are Article 6, CSCA reps. CSCA proposes to amend language related to titles. Article 7, transfers. CSCA proposes to amend language related to transfers. Article 8, promotions. CSCA proposes to amend language related to titles. Article 9, hours and overtime. CSCA proposes to amend, change, and update language related to hours and overtime. Article 10, employee benefits. CSEA proposes the district shall provide the full increased cost of current health and welfare benefits for our eligible employees and their dependents. Article 13, salary. CSEA seeks a fair and equitable increase to our classified salary schedule and proposes to amend, update, and change language. CSEA negotiations. Our CSEA proposes to amend language related to the negotiation team. Article 21, custodian program. CSEA proposes to amend language. Article 22, late runs. CSEA proposes to amend language. And Article 24, other. CSEA proposes to amend language. All articles not contained in this proposal shall remain status quo. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. Got to keep all my crystals straight tonight. But is there any public comment? Any board member comments? Okay, I'd like to close the public hearing and reconvene regular session. With that, may I have a motion to acknowledge receipt of the California School Employees Association Chapter 83 interest initial proposal for classified negotiations?
So moved. I'll second.
On a motion by Dr. Odo and a second by Board Member Belt.
Student board rep votes yes. Motion passes unanimously.
Item 13.2, public hearing, Visalia Unified School District interest initial proposal for classified negotiations, second read. I will now open the public hearing, and it is Chief Business Officer Nathan Hernandez.
Good evening. This is the second reading of this item, and the district interests are unchanged. The district has an interest in opening the following articles: Article 7, transfers; Article 8, promotions; Article 9, hours and overtime; Article 10, employee benefits; Article 11, holidays; Article 13, salary; Article 14, evaluation procedures; Article 15, leaves; Article 21, custodian program, Article 22, late runs, Article 24, other, and Article 25, term and reopening of contract. Both parties have an interest in also opening mutually agreed upon articles for the purposes of including in the collective bargaining agreement. The district looks forward to good faith negotiations with CSEA Chapter 3, in which both parties acknowledge their commitment to provide an exemplary educational program for the students and the community that we serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Any public comment? Any board comment? I will close the public hearing and reconvene regular session. And may I have a motion to approve the Visalia Unified School District interest initial proposal for classified negotiations?
So
Motion.
moved.
Oh, I'll second.
On a motion by Board Member Gamoyen and a second by Dr. Villegas.
Student Board Rep votes yes. Motion passes unanimously.
Item 13.3, 2023-24 Visalia Unified School District Second Interim Budget Report. Chief Business Officer Nathan Hernandez.
Good evening again. So this is our second interim budget report, and this is our financial activity between July 1st, 2023 and January 31st, 2024. So it's a kind of a little bit further than a midway check-in on our budget. I see it. You're good. So it is kind of a pulse check on where we are with the current 23-24 budget. We will do a little look into next year's budget because the governor did release his budget in January, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But just to remind the board that the budget is the way that the board allocates financial resources towards our priorities and towards our goals, and soon towards our strategic plan as we align all of these, including up top with how we spend money to improve student achievement. And so the board does set those conditions as we talked about, and I shared a little bit about our agenda. There aren't a lot of changes between first interim and second interim, so some of the numbers won't be very different from our first interim report. But I will share our multi-year projection has changed based off of the state budget, so we'll spend a little bit of time talking about that. So as I shared with the board last month in the state budget, the governor did issue his January proposal, different than what the legislative analyst projects as far as the deficit for next year. And we did get some additional updated information from the LAO after January revenues came in that it's actually deteriorated a little bit in terms of state revenues. And so we expect that when the governor comes back in May and does his revision, he's going to have to make some additional adjustments to adjust to a deeper deficit than his original January projection. Also, we got the news that there are some delays in tax payments for San Diego County, so they won't have a full revenue picture like they normally would at the May revision, and so we'll see how that kind of plays out. We've seen how that had played out this year. So the second interim budget report is a required report, and it does show that we are able to meet our financial obligations for the next 2 fiscal years. So we will be certifying a positive certification to the county and to the state. So we are able to meet our 3% reserve, and we are able to have a positive ending balance in the next 2 years. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't show deficits or things like that in our budget, and we'll share more about that. But it does. We are, because of the position that the board has put us in, able to withstand some of these next 2 years with a positive certification. And so we'll file this report with TCRE in the next couple of days. So this is our general fund summary, and just to kind of orient you to this is all funds, all unrestricted and restricted funds within the budget, and then our combined budget. So we spend a lot of time talking about and looking at our unrestricted side of the budget because that's where most of our expenditures live in terms of our salaries and benefits and the priorities for our board. I wanted to highlight, because we talked about this deficit, this net change in fund balance. It's about $12 million on the unrestricted side of the budget. And we shared that in the first interim report too. It was very similar. When we look at what creates or what makes up that deficit, we have about $18 million in carryover and one-time costs. So if we pull all of those costs out of our budget, we actually have a surplus in the current year. So we're going into next year with lower revenues, but we have a surplus as we're going into that for next year. When we look at the restricted side of the budget, there's a lot of one-time expenditures in there, also facilities and one-time projects on that side of the budget as well. Again, as I mentioned, less than a 1% change in our overall revenues between first interim and second interim. So nothing really to highlight there. Some small changes with some programs. Same thing on the expenditure side. It's really just shifts, but again, less than a 1% change in our expenditures between first interim and second interim. So there's a lot here, but this is the unrestricted multi-year projection I just shared, the current year. So this shows that $12 million deficit. As we look at the next 2 years, we look at what were the assumptions that we're using, and that's the items that are here on the left. So the cost of living adjustment for next year is the 0.76. And so that's a very low number, but it's coupled with a reduction in our average daily attendance, or our ADA. So we're coming out of that 3 years of hold harmless that the state allowed after the pandemic. And so our funding is now going to be based on our actual student attendance. And so the board did approve tonight a contract with Power School to allow us to make some adjustments, do some additional tracking, and address issues with attendance in our district. For next year, we are showing potentially, and this is again before any changes to the budget for next year and building out next budget, about a $10 million deficit for next year and about $13 million for the second year out. So we have also adopted some early actions. The board has taken action to approve an early retirement incentive, and that will help to address that deficit for next year. There's been some division and department restructuring. Some of that is included on the agenda this evening as well. And then the board has approved contract with ABL, so we're able to look at our schedules, and that will help us throughout the next year, as well as changes that we just made with our BAPA and PD schedules. So looking at these initial actions that the board has taken, we've done some estimates, and we've already addressed more than half of that deficit for next year. So as we build out the rest of our budget, as we go into budget development and clearing out this year, we're dealing with about half of that challenge moving forward. So already making steps in the right direction. Now, I also mentioned we'll get a new update in May. So we know where, this is as of today. When we get that update in May, with the governor's revision, then we'll know if we have a more daunting challenge at that point. And so our next steps is to approve our second interim report tonight, and then we'll come back in May with that revision. And then our budget adoption is in June, and we'll finish up the 23-24 year in September with our unaudited actuals report. I have to give a huge shout out to the budget team because, we've kind of lost our leader there last month, and they did a great job stepping up, pulling this report together. Kyla Johnson, working with our budget analyst, did an amazing job to get us done on time.
Thank you. And I know you won't sleep until it's balanced, so we have great faith in that too. Any public comment? Any board comment? Superintendent Trum?
Yeah, I also just want to echo that. I think Kyla actually wanted to present tonight, if I'm not mistaken on that. And, so we'll work on that. But thank you to our Chief Business Officer, Nathan Hernandez, and his team. We sent some information. We did a little press release yesterday, both internally and externally, just to talk a little bit about this, because people see all across the state, different people in different circumstances and drastic action being taken in some places. And so because of our board's fiscal oversight, prudence in those things, while we are having to tighten the belt, and Nathan alluded to, some of the things this board is doing, but prioritizing our people along the way. So yes, we're going to have some eliminations. We're going to look, we're looking at the retirement incentive. We're doing those sorts of things so that we make little modifications along the way to position us to weather what may be, a tough economic outlook for the next year or two, especially here in California. So again, I just want to thank Nathan and his team, our union, our labor partners for working with us through these things. That's critical, so that we don't have to, in a year or two, face a drastic cut situation because we're modifying and making those adjustments around the way. So thank you, board, for your leadership in this.
Board Member Gamoy?
Yeah, so today when talking with our legislators, we talked about not having new mandates without money backing it up, because Prop 98 is probably going to be less. And the other thing we talked about is the governor wants to borrow from the general fund, which will pay back in 5 years, which in reality means he's not going to we're not totally funding Prop 98. So we asked our legislators to discourage him from doing that.
I had a quick question. In regard to the ADA funding, are we seeing that? And I don't know if you know the answer to this question, so I'm sorry for throwing it at you. But do you know if ADA funding is down for like all districts across the state, or does that seem to be just kind of, I don't want to say it's unique because I'm sure there are lots of districts too, but I'm just curious.
So we actually have pretty much maintained our enrollment, which has helped keep our ADA higher. Many districts across the state are declining enrollment, and that's an even more difficult challenge because you can't make reductions quick enough to make up for the loss of revenues when you're in decline. So we're in a better position in that regard than a lot of districts across the state because we are still a growing community.
Thank you.
With that, I'll call for a motion to approve the 2023-24 Visalia Unified School District second interim budget report.
A motion.
Thank you.
Second.
On a motion by Board Member Naylor and a second by Dr. Odo.
Student board rep votes yes. Motion passes unanimously.
13.4, recommendation and resolution to eliminate particular kinds of classified positions. Chief Business Officer Nathan Hernandez.
Good evening again, board. So this item is, as you mentioned, recommendation to eliminate particular kinds of service. In accordance with Education Code sections 45101, 45114, 45117, and 45298, and 45308. The district administration recommends eliminating particular kinds of services currently being provided by classified employees as indicated by Exhibit A in the board packet. These eliminations are a result of lack of work or lack of funds. I did want to point out that on the board agenda item, there is a difference between what's in the actual resolution. The resolution is correct, so the amount of FTEs and the dollar amount is actually less than what's on the agenda. So there was a revision to that. We are bringing forth an initial resolution tonight, which allows us to provide a written layoff notice to any affected classified employees prior to March 15th. Our Human Resources Development Division anticipates bringing a final resolution to the board at the May board meeting. So final layoff notices can be served to any affected classified employees before May 15th. Our staff continues to work with CSEA and employees as vacancies allow for placement into positions the employees is qualified to hold. We are requesting the board approve the enclosed resolution.
Is there any public comment? Any board comment? May I have a motion to approve and adopt the resolution to eliminate particular kinds of classified positions?
So moved.
I'll second.
On a motion by Board Member Gamoy and a second by Case Beer Soleno.
Student board rep abstains. Motion passes 7-0.
Revision to the 2024-25 school calendar. Chief Business Officer Nathan Hernandez.
Good evening, board. So at the December 13, 2022 board meeting, the school calendar was approved by the board for the 24-25 school year. A revised version of the 24-25 school calendar that was developed and reviewed in collaboration with the Visalia Unified Teachers Association is included with this board agenda item. The revised calendar includes an adjustment to 2 local holidays to create a 2-day fall break in October and an adjustment to the elementary parent-teacher conference schedule. We're seeking board approval for the revised 2024-25 school calendar.
Is there any public comment? Any board comment? You're going to love the October break. May I have a motion to approve the revised 2024-25 school calendar?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
On a motion by Board Member Spears-Soleno and a second by Board Member Belt.
Student Board Rep votes yes. Motion passes unanimously.
2025-26 school calendar, Chief Business Officer Nathan Hernandez.
I'm hearing some rumbling out. I think they like that. So board just approved.
They wanted Kyla to come up.
So we just approved the 24-25 school calendar. The proposed instructional calendar for 25-26 closely has also been reviewed by the Visalia Unified Teachers Association and closely mirrors the revised 24-25 calendar with the inclusion of the break in October. Staff continues to support the 3-week winter break and completing the first semester prior to winter break for secondary students. We are requesting board approval of the 25-26 school calendar.
Is there any public comment? Any board comment? May I have a motion to approve the 25-26 school calendar?
A motion.
I'll second.
On a motion by Dr. Villegas and a second by Case Spears-Soleno.
Student Board Rep votes yes. Motion passes unanimously.
And 13.7, the warrant list, January 27th, 2024 to February 22nd, 2024 is last item. Mr. Chief Business Officer Nathan Hernandez.
Good evening. This is our routine item to approve the warrant list between January 27th and February 22nd, 2024.
May I have a motion to approve the, public comment? Board member comment? Now may I have a motion to approve the warrant list?
So moved.
Approve.
We're going to give it to first by Board Member Gamoy, second by Dr. Odo, and vote.
Student Board Rep votes yes. Motion passes unanimously.
And this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.